Hey, my beautiful souls, welcome back to your space. Today, we are diving into something deep, something real, something that might touch a place in your heart you don't always show. We are talking about marriage as a project, about patience, about growth, and about the decisions that can either break your story or rebuild it. Stay with me until the end because this is not just a message, it is a testimony. My testimony. This is Boss Wendy, where we turn pain into power, faith into focus, and purpose into manifestation. In this space, we grow intentionally, we reflect deeply, and we elevate daily. And everything we share here is meant to transform your mindset and elevate your life step by step. Marriage is a project, not a moment, not a ceremony, not a performance for the world to see, but a daily construction site where two imperfect people must decide again and again to build something that can stand through storms, pressure, and time. And today, I am not speaking from theory. I am speaking from experience, from real life, from moments that broke me, shaped me, and rebuilt me into the woman I have become today. There was a time in my life where I faced a serious challenge in a previous marriage. And that challenge led to a divorce. And if I am honest with you, I was not patient enough. And today I see it clearly. It was immaturity. I was only 26, still growing, still emotional, still discovering myself, and truly believed that walking away was strength. That living meant I was choosing myself. But sometimes what feels like strength is actually avoidance. And in that previous relationship, there were children involved, children who had to experience that separation, who had to live through that break, who had to carry the consequences of decisions that were made in a season of immaturity from both sides. And today, when I look back, I don't speak from regret. I speak from awareness because if it was today, with the growth, the faith, and the understanding I have now, I don't think I would have left at the first challenge. But at that time, it was immaturity. I was young from my side and from my partner at the time. And sometimes the truth is not about blaming, it is about recognizing where growth was missing. I thought starting over was simple. I thought you could leave, close that chapter and begin again without carrying any from the past. But life taught me something very different, something deeper, something real. And when you don't grow, you don't start over, you repeat, and same lessons will come back to haunt you in a different form until you finally understand what they were sent to teach you. Impatience cost me something real. It cost me depth. It cost me growth. It cost me the opportunity to become better in that season. And instead of learning, I escaped, and escape never built you. Later, I got married again. And today, we have been in this marriage for more than a decade. And from the outside, it may look stable, peaceful, even perfect. But even strong marriages have hidden stories. And because behind longevity, there are moments of doubt, moments of silence, moments where everything feels heavy, and moments where giving up feels like the easiest option. There were moments I wanted to give up, real moments, deep moments, moments where I felt overwhelmed, angered, where communication broke down, where emotions were high, and where silence became louder than words. And in those moments, I heard that familiar voice again, telling me to leave, to quit, to run, reminding me that I had done it before, and that is the most dangerous place to be when your past becomes your escape instead of your lesson. But something had changed in me. I was no longer the same woman. I had grown. I had been shaped by life. And most importantly, I had found God, and that changed everything inside of me. Because when God enters your life, your perspective shifts. You stop reacting emotionally and start responding spiritually. You stop making decisions based on feelings and start aligning with purpose. And I made a decision that changed everything. I told myself, this time you stop the train. You don't run. You don't escape. You don't repeat the cycle. You stay, you pray, and you grow. But let me be honest with you, growth is painful. Growth will stretch you, it will expose you, it will confront parts of you that you try to ignore, and it will force you to face yourself. Now, there was an incident, one moment that almost broke and destroyed me completely. The kind of moment that shakes your soul, where your emotions feel louder than your faith and your strength feels like it is slipping away. I felt tired. I felt overwhelmed. I felt like I had reached my limit. And for a moment, I almost gave up. I almost repeated the same cycle again. But something inside me whispered, not this time. And I remembered my own words I had prayed for. I realized that you cannot ask God to elevate you and then run from the process that requires your transformation. So I made a different choice. Not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. I choose patience. I choose faith. I choose to stay and build what could still be restored. And I was not alone. God surrounded me with an army of prayer warriors who stood with me, prayed for me, and carried me spiritually when I felt weak emotionally. And that support changed everything. Slowly, things began to shift, not overnight, not instantly, but step by step. Because real transformation takes time, and every small effort started to rebuild what once felt broken. Romans 5, verse 3 to 4 became my reality. That tribulation produces perseverance. Perseverance builds character, and character produces hope. And I began to see that my pain was not wasted. James 1, verse 3 to 4 taught me that patience is not weakness, it is a power. It is power, it is growth, it is what makes you mature, complete, and grounded. And I began to live that truth daily. I learned to breathe before reacting, to listen before speaking, to choose peace over pride, to choose love over ego, and to respond with wisdom even when my emotions wanted control. What almost broke me built me. What almost ended my story transformed me. And today, I stand stronger, wiser, at peace, and deeply rooted in faith. Not because life is perfect, but because I choose growth over escape. So I beg of you, if you are in a difficult season, don't rush to give up. Pause, pray, reflect, and ask yourself if this is something to walk away from or something to grow through, because not every storm is sent to destroy you. Some storms are sent to strengthen you, to reveal you, to elevate you. And Ecclesiastes 4, verse 12 reminds us that a cord of three strands is not quickly broken. And when God is involved, restoration is always possible. So today, make a decision to grow, to be patient, to build, because marriage is not a fairy tale. Marriage is a project, and what you build will determine what you live, and your story is not over. Now, if this message touched your heart, I want you to like, share, and subscribe and become part of this growing family. I am Wendy, the boss Wendy, and this is your space. And here we don't just speak, we transform. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you come back tomorrow for another elevation moment. I hope my story elevated someone, and then I will see you in the next video. Come back tomorrow for another elevation moment. Stay blessed and